What's going on, YouTube? So, this is gonna be one. This is gonna get some of that mixed feedback. So, um, let's get into it. Anyway, as you guys come in, I will recognize your existence. But I'm here in Tennessee. Just stopped for the night, and I decided, I've really been enjoying the podcast, putting out the really fine, concrete how you build a business in trucking, because there's 1,000 gurus that you could go to on how to build a business, but you're gonna have to adapt those principles to the trucking industry. So I've already done that. That's why I made the podcast, because I've already taken different information from books and everything else, and I have compiled it in my brain to oh, my wife is on here. Hello. I've compiled the information in my brain to put in the podcast for you guys, so you don't have to spend 5 years trying to figure out how to build this business. But anyway, tonight's topic is I love Tesla trucks. So nobody's asked me why. Why do you love Tesla trucks? What's going on, LaShawn? What's going on, West Side? I'm in Midway, Tennessee, about to deliver here in a few hours. So, this is why I love Tesla. And it's not because of what Tesla is or what they're going to be. It's because Tesla is going against the status quo of the big oil companies and the big, well-established truck manufacturers that have been in the industry a long time. As you notice, Shell Rotella noticed, they have their futuristic Starship truck. You have to ask yourself, in this business, why would Shell do that? Why does Shell care about a new platform for trucks? Well, I'll tell you. If you can't put it together, I'll tell you why. It's because they feel threatened by Tesla. Okay, they feel threatened by Elon Musk and what he has been able to accomplish, not only with SpaceX, but everything else he's ever done. Okay, so the industry is about to change for the better. Okay, this whether you like how the Tesla truck looks or whether you plan on buying one or not, it's good for the industry, because guess what? Tesla is going to force the other truck manufacturers to actually put their money back into their product to improve the product. Okay? The trucks we have now, the 2019 trucks that are coming out, the new Freightliners, the new Peterbilts, the new Max, the reason these trucks are so efficient and are so much better than what they were just a few years ago is because Daimler, PACCAR, etc., Volvo, they recognize that they have some real competition now. There's no monopoly anymore on diesel engines, okay? Because there's new technology coming out with the electronic motors that's seriously going to threaten the marketplace when it comes to trucks. That's why I love Tesla, and that's why I love what they're doing, and that's why you guys should support Tesla and what they're doing, whether you're going to buy a Tesla truck or not. You should support their effort in a sense, because they're actually going to make all the other truck manufacturers are going to have to make their trucks better because of Tesla. So that's why I love Tesla. It's kind of a no-brainer. This is the kind of stuff that I think about. If you want to think about the future of the industry and where we're going as far as technology goes, you can't be living back in 1999 anymore, right? Those trucks are great, right? There's nothing wrong with an older truck, but if you want to be in this business for the long term, you have to start looking at the bigger picture. Why are these manufacturers making these huge moves? Why are they wanting? Why is Why is Shell wanting to come in and build the Starship truck? Because they see a market for it. They see that there's competition. There's new competition in technology and engine technologies, electronic trucks, battery technologies, artificial intelligence, robotics, etc., which I don't necessarily care about that, because the trucking industry is so huge. I don't see it ever being able to replace the driver. Will there be some jobs that are taken out of commission because of robotics and artificial intelligence? Sure. But I don't think it's going to be the entire industry, at least not for a good 15 to 20 years from now, which, if you're still doing the same thing you're doing today, 15 years from now, that's your fault. Okay? If you aren't looking ahead to the future as far as how you are going to adapt your business, it's your fault if you go out of business 15 years from now because robotics take over trucking. Like, I mean, you can only blame yourself at that point. What's going on, Chris? How many charging stations are they going to have to put in for these trucks? That's irrelevant at this point. But I mean, how many truck stops do we have? 500, 600, a couple thousand? I don't know. However many truck stops there are. But see, the infrastructure is already pretty much in place. All they have to do is install these little charging stations at each fuel pump or whatever. It only takes 30 minutes to charge. Supposedly, that's their goal, is to have a full charge or at least three-quarter charge in 30 minutes. If you already have to take a 30-minute break every day, then it's a no-brainer. You just charge the truck on your 30-minute break, and then you get back down the road, right? So, but that's not why I love Tesla. Like, I'm not even interested in buying a Tesla truck right now. But I love what they're doing, because ultimately what Elon Musk is doing is he's forcing new competition in the marketplace as far as truck manufacturing goes. That's why Shell came out with the Rotella truck. Okay, so it's not just about, they're trying to bring in automated trucks. Y'all are looking at the wrong topic here. Y'all are looking at the wrong thing, and you're spreading fear based on, robots are going to replace the drivers and this is going to affect driver pays. Like, that's irrelevant right now. Like, the thing that's really important is looking at, for actual owner-operators and fleet owners, looking at them forcing the new efficiency standards. Like, Tesla is raising the standards when it comes to efficiency. Okay? Regardless of how far that truck goes on one charge, it's 20% more efficient than a diesel engine. That's huge. I mean, say you spend $50,000 a year on fuel. Now you got 20% savings on that. That's an extra $10,000 a year per truck savings. That's huge. Okay, so it's changing the game as far as the technology goes, and the big truck manufacturers, Daimler, Navistar, PACCAR, Volvo, Mack, they all see that, okay? And so now they're realizing, hey, we got to start coming out with some better products because we don't want to go out of business. Like, there's another deal that went on between Cummins and Eaton Fuller, where they decided to do, what was it, Chris, like a $500 million partnership deal they did to come up with a new automated transmission platform to improve fuel economy, to compete in the new marketplace of the technology with diesel engines and everything else. So this is why I love Tesla, because it's been needed in the industry for a long time. Like, if you look from say 1970 to 1999, the standard never went up. I mean, it was like pretty standard, 5.5, 6 mile per gallon. That was what you were gonna get. Okay, now we got trucks coming out. Like, now we got trucks coming out 9, 10, 11 mile per gallon. Like, what the heck happened? This is what happened. Tesla happened. Okay, Nikola happened. Okay, there's, they've had the technology to do this stuff for a long time. They just haven't done it because they haven't had the challenge there of another manufacturer saying, "Hey, we can get you even more savings." So, and somebody that actually has that they aren't going to be able to stop. Like they're not going to be able to stop Elon Musk from doing what he's doing. That's why they have to raise their standards. Ultimately. So, that's what you can do when you have money. You can force somebody else to do something. It's freaking hilarious to me. I don't know if you guys even noticed it, but I pay attention to what's going on in the market and that kind of stuff. So, it's pretty cool. There's another thing going on right now with Convoy, and they are going to be implementing a mandatory or automatic detention pay with their what you call it, their freight app or something like that. I saw that on Freight Waves, but we already get good detention pay over here. It's part of how our operation works. I mean, we're 65% drop and hook, but I appreciate that, guys. The like button does help the channel, does help this stuff get out. You can share and all that. But ultimately, I'm here to help you guys, okay? Because this is the future of trucking, right? If you can, like, how many people would have said, "Oh, if I could just go back in time, then I would know what to do, and I would be so rich today," right? These are the warning signs, right? This is what's the future of our industry. This is what we should be talking about, is the future of where our industry is going, which is, there's alternatives out there, electric motors, hybrids, hydrogen, okay? This is the stuff that is going to change the industry for the better, okay? Because they're not going to get rid of the driver, right? With all the issues that robotics and artificial intelligence and stage 4 and stage 5 automation has, I don't see it becoming legal in every state for automated trucks. Like I don't, there's so many laws that have to be put in place before that even makes sense. Now, because they already have stage 5 automation technology out there. It already exists. It's just something that, legally speaking, it's not. I don't see it happening anytime soon. I appreciate that, Alex Express. He just put $2 in the pot. But this is to help you guys, right? I'm just telling you. This is. I said it about ELDs. I'm telling you about this, right?
Volume is at 70%.
Technology, right? I told you guys about ELDs a long time ago. It was coming. It's here now, April 1st. If you don't have the ELD, you're getting put out of service, period. End of the story. Unless you're hauling agriculture or whatever. But, I told you guys about that a long time ago. Nobody wanted to hear it. I'm trying to tell you, adapt. If you adapt to these, if you get ready to adapt to the new changes that are coming before they get here, you're going to be able to win in the marketplace. You're going to be able to make more money and become more successful, right? Look at Uber car deaths. Somebody's got to be in control of the vehicle. You can't get rid of the driver unless the only time it's going to make sense is when you have 100% automation in every vehicle on the road. Then they can just sync them all together and then you're okay, right? That's the only time it's going to make sense for the laws to really be to be enacted for automation, is if every single vehicle out here has it. And we're a long ways away from that happening, because one, the market has to decide, the consumer has to decide whether they want it, right? Whether they want to pay the money to have it in their vehicles, right? So right now it's luxury vehicles, Teslas, stuff like that have automation. But it's not. I don't think it's something that the majority is necessarily interested in yet. In the future, like our kids, grandkids, like they'll probably love it, and they'll be like, yeah, every car needs to be automated. Like it'll be a no-brainer to them. But for our generation, like I don't see it happening. Not yet, anyways. But the main point here is I love Tesla because of what they're doing. They're bringing more competition to the marketplace for truck manufacturing. Okay, they're challenging the status quo of diesel technology and diesel engines. Right, diesel engines have been the number one choice for trucking since pretty much forever. Right, as far back as trucking goes, they've been using diesel. There's some natural gas operations and stuff like that, but that's mostly really short haul stuff, right? So I appreciate that, Nathan. He said he always liked the channel. I appreciate that. If you look back, just look back a couple years ago before Uber was even started, right? You landed at, like, if you land somewhere now, because there's a couple countries where they're actually going to ban Uber, right? You land somewhere now and they don't have Uber, people freak out like, oh my gosh, there's no Uber. What am I supposed to do? The same thing they did for 500 years before that, like take the train or something, like, we get so used to stuff so quickly. It's like, as far as I've noticed, most people are already used to the ELD now. And it was just several months ago, everybody was bitching and moaning about it, right? This is how quickly things are changing. If you're just stuck in robot mode, tunnel vision, just running your business, I feel sorry for you because things are changing so quickly. It's insane. I apologize for the background noise. We got the refrigerator running back there. But this is the kind of stuff I want to share with you guys going forward. Just what I'm seeing happening in the industry, based on my opinion of what you could possibly do to adapt to this. So electronic technology is coming. How do you adapt? Okay, well, here's a thought for you. Fuel prices are continuing to go up, right? Fuel prices are going to go up a little bit. And ultimately, that's going to be a benefit to carriers like, RST, people like myself, fleet owners that have more efficient equipment, right? So you got the older trucks that get 6 miles per gallon. This is going to hurt you more. The diesel fuel prices going up is going to hurt you a lot, right? It's not going to hurt me at all. I'm actually going to make more money having efficient trucks because my trucks are getting over 7 miles per gallon. I don't have to worry about it. Now, if you decide to purchase newer equipment and you understand how the emission systems works, which I do, you understand how to maintain them properly, etc., you're going to be able to make more money because you're not burning all that extra money on fuel. So ultimately, that's what you should be doing if you want to get ahead in this business. Is you should be investing in newer equipment that is more fuel efficient, because the future of the industry, fuel surcharge is going to go up for a little bit. Maybe a couple years. You have short windows of change. When something's about to change, that's when you invest in it and you make that extra money that nobody else is willing to do because they're scared of the new technology, right? Because people are so scared of the new technology, but the people that invest in the newer trucks first are the ones that are going to make more money. That's why the mega carriers do it. So that's why you see them buying all the brand new trucks every year, because they get that extra percentage of fuel economy Meanwhile, everybody else, the national average is still like 6.5 mile per gallon, and you got fleets out here getting 8.5, 9, 10 miles per gallon in these newer trucks. That's not unheard of now, especially, the mega carriers, they govern the trucks. So they're getting, anywhere up to 9 mile per gallon averages for their fleet. That's why they can charge lower rates if they want to, because they don't care. Why would they care? It doesn't affect them. That's business, right? That's just good business. That's what I would do. And that's what you should do too. So if you pay attention to what's going on in the marketplace, you would realize that that's the smart way to go if you really want to grow your fleet and grow your business. You have to adapt before everybody else does in order to get that extra money. So with that being said, if you guys have any questions real quick, let's get those out and I'll answer them. I should have another podcast coming out this week. I hope you guys are enjoying those. I'm enjoying doing them. It's a lot of information. So for those of you that are interested in getting started in this business and you want more information like this and other things, I will be sharing quite a bit of in-depth information on the podcast. You can find it on Apple Podcasts now, Stitcher, Podcast Addict, Anchor, all that stuff. So you guys can send questions into the show as well, and I'll answer them on the podcast too. But it's called Next Level Trucking. You can find it on Apple and Stitcher, all that stuff. Let's see here. Where's the comments? Oh, there you are. Getting your authority in a few weeks. Cool, man. Was it worth the money that you put in the woodshed? Absolutely. It's been running pretty damn good. My fuel mileage is actually back up over 8 miles per gallon again. So I'm very happy with the money I put in it. What do you think about compressed natural gas? I haven't really thought about it much, to be honest with you. I don't think that CNG is really the future of what we're looking for, because of the amount of time it takes to refuel and all that kind of stuff. So, I think electric is the way to go for the future. Electric hybrid, with the hydrogen. Shifters over here, man. Let's see here. What kind of extended shifter? It's a 12-inch, just a 12-inch extension. I put it in myself. Like, you just buy all the parts from the chrome shop and put it in, but I'm not doing that to any other truck I have because it's a pain in the butt. I'll probably never do it again. When you're going to buy another truck, I want to see your company grow. Hopefully, I'm looking towards the end of April. I don't want to go much further than that. So, I'm trying to stack up some cash before I go buy another one. But we're starting to see some pretty crazy numbers as far as having four trucks running. It's, we're paying out over.
Volume is at 70%.
No, I put it on mute. GPS always thinks I'm talking to it. I'm talking to you guys, but the GPS thinks I'm talking to it. It's just has a mind of its own, man. Euro is a lot more. Even Euro 6 is a lot more environmentally friendly than CNG. Okay. What was I saying? Yeah, Garmin, every time you talk on the phone or whatever, it's always thinks you're talking to it. 13 speeds. I honestly, going forward in the future, this is what I'm saying. Right now everybody's talking trash about the automatic trucks, but these new automated manuals that they have, especially the Freightliners, they're really good. And that's what I'm going to be investing in going forward as they become available. Yes, the DT12 is a great transmission. It's very efficient. The automated trucks, right? The autos, the autos are getting well above 8 mile per gallon all day. So when you have trucks, like I said before, when you have trucks that are getting that higher efficiency, it makes it easier to operate the business because you have that extra profit coming in. It allows you to grow faster. Why would I want to get 5.5 miles per gallon when I can get 8.5 and grow my company twice as fast? If I want an old long nose Peterbilt, I'll buy that later down the road once we got a bunch of money in the bank, and I don't care. But when you're trying to start a business or grow a business, it doesn't make sense to go buy, a 5 or 6 mile per gallon truck when you can get an 8 mile per gallon truck. I rode with a trainer months ago who rode the clutch in fourth, loaded to the max. I just saw a guy tonight who blew his engine up. We were in traffic, and this guy's on the CB playing music and stuff. He wasn't paying attention, and he was over revving his engine for a good couple minutes, and he blew the head gasket or something. Blew his engine up. There was just smoke going everywhere, and it's you could smell the antifreeze. It's like, hey man, you think you just blew your engine up, and he had to pull off. But you can't do that with an auto, right? So I'm pretty sure he was a company driver too. So he's having a bad night wherever he is. That's the other thing as a fleet owner. Me personally, I prefer to actually drive a manual. Okay, and so I've got two 10 speeds. Three 10 speeds and a 13 speed. And I like all of them, right? But the newer truck that I just got, the green truck, it gets the best fuel economy out of all the trucks I have. To be honest with you, the 2016 Cascade. That was on, that happened on I-75 coming down through Tennessee or Kentucky, something. I don't remember where I was. It was a couple hours ago. Let's see here. I've driven 16, 17, and 18 auto Freightliners, and I ran 9+ mile per gallon monthly. Exactly. I like having the manual, but now that I'm starting to grow a fleet, and I trust my drivers, but it eliminates the headaches of, are they going to burn out my clutch? Are they going to grind gears and destroy a transmission? Like, you don't have to worry about that when you buy automatics. And actually, I have people that want to come drive for me that want an automatic because their knee is shot. Like, they don't want to have to push the clutch anymore. Right? Exactly. No clutch repairs. That's exactly what I'm saying. Replacing the clutch, you're talking, $1,500. That's not fun. Anyways, I appreciate you guys watching tonight. Been on here for 30 minutes. That's as far as I want to go with this because people don't usually watch that long anyway. So I appreciate you guys asking your questions. If you want to add anything to this and you're catching this on the replay, feel free to leave a comment below. But yeah, I love Tesla. Deal with it. You guys stay safe out there and try not to die.